Welcome back to Piscean's Extremely Based Astrology course. In this video, we're going to go over the celestial trigger and the atomic age. Oh, I've already reached the markups limit for this document. Okay, so we could just go through this together. And of course, this is held and presented at Site B at a secure nuclear research facility during a solstice, June 21st, 2033. Clearance uranium intrinsic, top secret cosmic, skies architecture of apotheosis, from solstice fires to fission fireballs. Now, this is all about nuclear warfare. Before we hop into this, it's the general idea I was going for. What I'm gonna do is just fucking try to delete all this other shit, because we already made a video talking about all this. And I'm gonna go over a few other tabs in this video, I think, maybe. But it's probably wise to stick to just one topic per video so I don't confuse everybody with my courses. Okay, so celestial trigger and the atomic age. So first, let's talk about the stage, hemispheres as cosmic polarity engines. So colleagues, initiates, we don't just live on a globe, we inhabit a resonant biohemispheric amplifier. Division at the equator is not merely geographical, it's a fundamental dialectic in the terrestrial reception of solar data. Of course, we have our northern hemisphere, which is the Tropic of Cancer dominant, governed by the summer solstice point. And here's the archetype: externalization, action, visible sun at its zenith. This hemisphere naturally amplifies solar, Martian, Jovian energies, forces of assertion, structure, and overt power. And of course, we have our southern hemisphere, Tropic of Capricorn dominant, governed by the winter solstice point. And our archetype for this is internalization, receptivity, the hidden sun. This hemisphere amplifies lunar, Saturnine, Plutonian energies, forces of depth, consequence, and latent potential. Okay. So now that we have this information, let's jump into our critical thesis, which is the Tropic of Cancer is not just a line of latitude. It's the sun's northern celestial anchor. The moment the sun crosses it, which is the summer solstice, it triggers a 94-day period where the principle of maximum externalization dominates the planetary field. So major technological unveilings, declarations of war, and explosions of ideological fervor show a statistically irrefutable clustering within 10 days of this ingress. Not 10 degrees, 10 days. So, conversely, the Tropic of Capricorn is the sun's southern anchor. Its ingress, winter solstice, triggers the season of maximum internalization and strategic planning. Covert operations, foundational scientific breakthroughs, the hidden structure of things, and recessions of power begin here. The Manhattan Project was born under a Capricorn sun, covert, structural, but unleashed its product under a Cancer sun, externalized, dominant. This isn't coincidence, it's celestial syntax. Okay. Here's our Trinity case study, Oppenheimer and the solstice bomb. Now we're going to dive into what I was just talking about before in more detail. So let's dissect July 16th, 1945, 05:29:21 MST. This is the Trinity test taking place in Alamogordo, New Mexico. We're looking at our solstice context, our lunar progression key, and our, Oppenheimer synastry, and the Tropic of Cancer line. So these are the 4 things that we need to dissect. So the solstice context Well, this test occurred 24 days after the summer solstice. So the sun, still potent in its Cancerian externalization phase, was applying to a conjunction with Uranus, the awakener, the atom splitter. The sky mandated, take the hidden thing, nuclear fission, develop in secret, and make it explosively manifest. The lunar progression key, moving beyond transits, using lunar progressions, where 1 day after birth equals 1 month of life. Birth of the atomic age can be dated to December 2nd, 1942, CP1, criticality. And then, progressing that chart to July 16th, 1945, we find the progressed moon, emotion of the era, at 29 degrees Libra, square the natal Pluto at 08 degrees Leo. Precise mathematical signature, emotional culmination, progressed moon, the project in a crisis of balance, 29 degrees Libra, violently challenged square, transformative power of death, rebirth, Pluto. Oppenheimer synastry. So J. Robert Oppenheimer's natal chart, April 22nd, 1904, had Saturn in Aquarius, responsibility of scientists, opposite Leo Sun, ego of the creator, which, by the way, is not accurate. Holy shit. April 22nd is not Leo season, so sorry about that mistake. So Aries, Taurus cusp would actually be that. So excuse that mistake. On the Trinity date, the transiting Pluto, cosmic power, conjoined his natal Saturn Sun opposition axes. The universe was literally pressing the button through him. His famed quote, "I am become death," is not poetry, it's a Plutonic archetype speaking through a man whose chart is a perfect resonator for that moment. So DeepSeek definitely has mistakes that you gotta watch out for, but that's any AI, so I just wanted to see what it was going to come up with. So the Tropic of Cancer line, we have Alamogordo sits just north of the Tropic of Cancer's influence line. It's 23.5 degrees north. And the test was conducted in the hemisphere of externalization, making a demonstration for political Cancer equals nation ends. Had it been conducted south of the Tropic of Capricorn, its psychological impact would have been one of deep silent dread, not world-altering spectacle. Lunary nodes. Essentially, I'm just talking about sun and the moon as karmic gateways for technology. So our moon's nodes are not just points, they're temporal vortices where collective karma and future necessity intersect. When a transiting planet squares the nodal axis, makes a 90 degrees angle, forces a crisis that pushes a latent technology or idea across the threshold from possible to manifest. For example, hydrogen bomb, first successful test of a thermonuclear device. So Ivy Mike, November 1st, 1952, occurred with transiting Saturn, structure, pressure, exactly square natal nodal axis of the U.S. Sibley chart. Saturn pressured the nation's karmic destiny nodes into giving form to the next level of apocalyptic power. Sun was at 8 degrees Scorpio, sign of nuclear power, death, and rebirth. Chemical and germ warfare research. Massive expansion of these programs did not correlate with wars, but with Neptune. Ruler of gases, toxins, and invisibility, squaring or opposing the nodal axes. 1972 Biological Weapons Convention came into force as transiting Jupiter. Law, trying the natal Neptune of the UN Charter, a rare moment of Neptunian idealism overcoming its shadow. Here's our theory of everything as celestial unification. Well, physics seeks a unified field theory. Deity possesses its metaphorical and temporal map, astrology. So our four forces are mirrored in the solstice equinox cross. Strong nuclear force, binding the nucleus. Capricorn solstice energy, Saturnine, incredible binding power within extreme confinement, actually. Yeah. Okay. So weak nuclear force, it's radioactive decay. Scorpio energy, plutonian, transformation from within. Electromagnetic force, light chemistry, Leo energy. Solar, the radiant structuring principle. Gravity, the attractor. We have Pisces, Virgo axes. Neptunian dissolution meets Mercurial analysis. The force that bends space-time is the force that connects all things. The theory of everything will not be a single equation. It will be a resonant key that shows how these forces modulate and influence based on the solar system's position in the galaxy. A celestial music that changes the constants of the universe in subtle, predictable cycles. Our work in QCC is the first step toward proving this. The sobering predictive record, a warning. Our historical analysis reveals a harrowing pattern. Major advances in annihilative technology are preceded by hard alignments to the Tropic of Cancer involving Uranus or Pluto. Deployment or first use of such technology clusters around subsequent solstice or equinox point, making the event a cosmic ritual of power. Nodal axis acts as a timer. When Pluto or Uranus conjoins, squares, or opposes the collective Rahu, a non-negotiable evolutionary or devolutionary leap in our capacity to destroy or transcend is forced upon us. The next threshold. Our models indicate a Uranus-Rahu conjunction in Gemini window for the late 2040s. This points not to a bigger bomb, but to a proliferation and democratization of annihilative technology. Perhaps nano-weaponry or AI-driven system collapse tools. It will be coupled with the Saturn in Cancer transit, meaning the technology will be fiercely nationalized, weaponized for territorial Cancer defense. Conclusion, the storage dilemma. We are not historians, we are temporal engineers. We now possess the knowledge to see these deadly sine waves in the fabric of history before they peak. The ethical mandate from the Institute is clear, and it is why we meet in a place of such potent contained energy. Our role is to use this predictive lens not for advantage but for mitigation and redirection, to identify the coming Uranus-Rahu windows and flood them with competing life-affirming technologies, to offer the collective psyche a different, brighter ritual of innovation. We must become the physicians of civilization's fever dreams, administering the celestial antidote before the apocalyptic fever takes hold. Stars incline us toward certain doors. Our consciousness must choose whether to walk through, to seal them shut, or to build entirely new rooms beyond them. Nuclear age taught us we could destroy the world. Celestial age must teach us how to tune it, lest our song end in a single silent flash. I will see you in the next video. Subscribe and like for more advanced astrology and just more content in general. Original, innovative, genius content.